What is up, everybody? It is time once again for another Circle of Jerks on Rayman Digital Media. However you found us, thank you for finding us, whether it's Patreon, Stitcher, iTunes, OnlyFans, whatever works. While you're there, rate, review, subscribe. It helps us out a bunch. I am the host, the one and only Bobby D, and with me in the studio are my jerks, Brian, Ryan, and Steve.
Hi! Fuck yeah, daddy.
I'm just gonna let that go for a bit. You gotta be extra sometimes. So, we're back. We actually just spent 20 minutes somehow doing the show without doing the show. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, I'm sure Mike will release a whole midget bar conversation. Thank you for your $1. Now, Steve was out last week.
Bitch.
Last time, not last week. That would have been 2 weeks ago, but whatever. Yeah, time means nothing in the world of the internet.
You can bend the spoon with your eyes.
So, yeah, so you missed the show, Steve, and so I want to get you caught up with what happened with you over the break. Now, last time we were here, you also missed out on, we kind of all took a test. And so throughout this episode...
COVID test.
Oh, I was wondering if it was the HIV.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to bend over and spread your cheeks, and we're going to see whose knuckle feels the best.
Okay.
Settle up.
Spread your cheeks and lift your sack.
Yeah, it's going to be for the YouTube part of this.
Okay.
That you're going to have to guess whose knuckle is in your butt.
Yeah, it's a knuckle test. I'm going to use my broken one.
God. Is it double jointed?
I'm going to use my big toe.
Jesus Christ.
I wear size 12. You're welcome.
Is that a weird flex, I feel like?
I don't know. I mean, there's a whole penis to foot ratio, I think, is the rumor. I mean, it's a rumor because I can prove it wrong by whipping out my dick and showing my foot size right now. Why not? Onlyfans.com/Circle of Jerks.
Swipe up if you want to see more.
$3.99 a week or a month.
A week?
Yeah, well, we're going for it. Yeah, well, you know, I got to strip my way through college.
What did you come to school for?
Stripping.
I have my PhD. In what? The pole expert.
Smoking or grinding?
I am a physics major of the pole. So, Steve, so I'll be asking you random questions,
Okay.
and basically what this is, it's a definitely agree, slightly disagree, or definitely disagree type scenario.
So you're giving me a Likert scale.
Yes,
Okay.
and I will try to complete it. It's 50 questions, and we went through it pretty quick on the last show, but I want to do this, and then I will end the show, and we will open up next week with the results. For everybody, because nobody knows what they've actually got on this test before.
Is this to gauge a net promoter score? Is that what you're doing here?
What? If I tell you what's going on, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Do you make your own hand lotion?
Definitely agree, slightly disagree. So it's stuff like I prefer to do things with others rather than on my own. Do you definitely agree, slightly disagree, or definitely disagree?
You said prefer to do things with
Not
others.
alone.
Rather than on your own.
Slightly disagree.
Okay. So, Steve, now, if you are a Patreon subscriber, you know you get access to our Discord, and we have our own Circle of Jerks channel that's out there. And so I kind of try to keep people up to date on what we were doing while we were on this break. And as we finished up last year, we closed out with Steve talking about getting his vasectomy.
And making his own anal beads.
And
With the soap.
what?
Jesus.
Soap on a rope.
Soap on a rope. It's a new anal bead thing. To wash out your butthole for pleasure.
Yeah. Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Dr. Sash beads. Wow.
2 colons.
You should only have one.
You almost diverted me to another question here that makes me worried about you. If you are rocking 2 colons,
That's a lot of poop.
I mean,
Shit.
does one back up and the other one doesn't? Like, it's
Just let me be me. Okay?
it's a backup colon. You have like a colostomy bag.
Yeah.
Isn't that like technically a backup colon?
It is.
Technically speaking, yes.
So, Steve,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how was this whole?
How's your dick and ball sack?
Yeah.
Let's just get straight to it.
I mean, like,
Pull it out. I wanna see it.
I like how I try to be the journalist of it. Then I got fucking brute force Brian over there.
That was subtle.
Whip out your dick. Yes, subtle. Middle name subtle. Brian.
Fucking see them nads, bud.
So how was this experience for you?
One of the
Most
least
excruciating.
scary things, or least, if you've ever gone in to have like your wisdom teeth or a root canal,
Not
or,
the same.
you know, or whatever.
Yeah, Steve. They're
Hold
touching-
on,
they're
I'm trying to
touching
give
my mouth to
context.
the dick.
I'm trying to give you
Nah.
context here. If you've done any of those types of things, those are infinitely more terrifying and painful than a vasectomy. You go in,
Uh-huh.
it's a 20-minute give or take procedure. I went in, the doc sat me down,
Yeah.
asked me what kind of
Uh-huh.
asked me what kind of
What, dude?
what asked me what kind of music I wanted to listen to.
Yeah, dude.
What
Sandstorm in here, please?
No, so he
what kind of music? What kind of scent do you want?
Yeah, it was very chill. He's a younger dude, probably about Ryan's age. Said, you know, hey, what do you want to listen to? I said, I'm into Pink Floyd. So he threw on Dark Side of the Moon. I kicked back. He does a little.
Grab your dick and just...
He does a little injection into the sack.
Oh God, did your guys' balls just go up in your fucking?
You
Inside
don't even feel
No,
it.
mine's filling up
You,
right now.
you seriously.
Brian's over there masturbating.
Um,
so you guys
it's
know.
bad.
If you got your vaccination recently, it's just like that. Probably less painful. It's surprising.
What's
very
a
surprising.
vaccination?
And then, anyways,
Okay.
so anyways, it goes numb very fast. You don't feel anything.
Did you try and play with it?
No, I
Oh.
just laid back and just tried not to. I don't like seeing my own blood. I don't like having my blood drawn. It's
Oh.
just weird to me.
Okay.
So I
Wait,
just,
there's blood? Like lots of it?
Blood.
well, I don't know. I didn't see because the way he was positioned too was purposeful. It was to make
How close
sure
is his mouth?
on it.
Seriously,
It was purposeful. He was holding it with his teeth because Steve's dick's so big, so he can make sure he makes the incision in the right spot.
he's like,
It was kind of
he
like
has it thrown over his shoulder, just like, hold on, buddy, I got you right there, Chief.
it was kind of like when what's a Jewish rabbi when he does the
Blowjob.
the circumcision. What are they called?
I believe it's called a brisk.
Yeah, but he has a name. They have a name that they go by. Anyways, it's kind of like
The
that.
guy that cuts your dick.
I held it with the teeth and no, but they went in real quick, slices it, slices on both sides,
Keep
reaches in there, grabs it, cramps it, cuts, solders it together.
Did you smell your own fucking burn?
He soldered your dick?
Well, they solder
Are you,
the
do you have a black penis now?
no,
Oh.
they solder the vas deferens, cauterize
Looks
it,
like it.
and then they sew you back up. And
Vas deferens is the most advanced word that you'll ever hear on,
On this
Circle
show.
of Jerk.
I don't even know what that means.
Do I have vas deferens?
I don't. All four of us have them. Maybe
I
Ryan
like Zac
might
Efron.
not.
Yeah, Zac Efron's a good actor.
Honestly, he was really good in the lucky one.
But
So-
no, then they sew you back up, and after that, I mean, the only, it's not fun for like the first couple of hours. It's not terrible. You just have some frozen peas or frozen corn that you just alternate back and
Or
forth.
Nicole with ice in her mouth.
No, there's no playtime for. If I remember correctly, you can't do anything for like it was a week or two. You can't do anything.
How big was your load after that week?
So here's what's interesting. Well, let me get through the pain part.
Okay.
Okay.
So like for like the first 48 hours, 36 hours, something like that, it's not terrible. It just feels
Tender.
like like when sometimes something might graze the bottom of your sack and you get that shooting nerve pain up your asshole where you're
Damn it,
like
you're making me uncomfortable.
where you're like
Making me hard.
okay. You know what I'm talking about?
Y- yes, I don't.
It feels like that. Like if somebody was just to flick your nut sack with their finger.
Ooh.
But it's not like constant. It's just especially if you position yourself weird on the couch, you're supposed to lay down as much as possible. I sat there and played video games.
Steve, do you think you had a different experience because your penis is so huge compared to me?
It's possible. It's
Like,
possible.
like he just sounds like his pain came from the weight burying his balls burying the weight of his giant cock.
He's like, his cock was straight slapping his balls so hard. He's like, oh, there's that.
Oh,
movement.
there it is again. Like I've never, like my dickhead has never hit my balls to the point where I'm like, ow, it hurts.
Well, okay, let me frame it a different way. All right, Bob, do you wear boxers? Boxers or briefs?
I wear boxer briefs, sir.
Boxer
Okay.
briefs, dude. I
It-
like to feel like the Lord's hands.
All
are
of you
holding
boxer
me.
briefs?
Yes, I
Okay.
boxers, dude. I fucking hate them.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like if you kind of reposition yourself in a chair the wrong way and you just clip one of the testes.
Okay, I got you.
That's what it feels like.
Got you.
That's what it feels like. But it's not constant. It's just kind of intermittent. And then after about 36 hours, it goes away. They give you antibiotics, because you don't want an infection, obviously.
Will it swell it up?
Um,
Like, was there swelling?
there was no swelling. It was just tender.
Tender.
Just tender.
Did you swipe right?
Yeah.
I like that app.
The problem I ran
This fucking
into
guy, dude.
was your vas deferens is also either connected
Bless
to
you, dude.
or-
Talk stupid.
Gesundheit.
or near a nerve.
Isn't that where the Pope lives?
How do you even
Yeah.
fucking spell that word?
He's looking it up now. Okay, so your blood vessels or whatever these things are.
Yeah, it's what carries your semen from your testicles into your penis and out into the vagina, or there, or the a-hole, wherever you put it. So anyway,
Giant titties.
Brian's hair.
Brian's hair,
Dude, how do you think my hair looks so good?
Brian's beard.
Oiled up and lubed, baby.
But the problem
Circle of
is,
Jerk beer bomb, freshly squozen.
Squozen.
oh my God,
Straight from the jerk.
said freshly squozen.
So
I'm losing my shit.
Squozen.
I'm listeners. I'm sorry. It's been a while since the four of us have been in the fucking room together.
Yo, don't make me none squoze those nuts.
So, like, okay, so you had sent us pictures of
Crying, dude.
the after effect, not the after effects, but
After the procedure was done.
yes.
So that was what was strange. So the way he
Were
was,
you nervous?
I wasn't nervous.
Like, did you get hard this whole time?
No, I mean it's very clinical.
Were they squozing?
No. I'm talking about after the procedure until you had to freshly squozen into the cup.
No. I mean that
Squozed
first
in nuts.
week, it was the furthest thing for you because you're worried about the complications, infection,
Dude,
all the normal stuff that you would from a
Honestly,
surgery.
I probably wouldn't be.
Oh well, you've got to wash. Like you have to wash with antibacterial soap in
I do all
the
the time.
shower, just to keep the bacteria
Dial.
gone. Yeah, so I had dial or whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Rainwater.
you
is the
don't
scent.
get hard. Sex is like the furthest thing from my mind. It was, anyways, just
Right.
because everything's tender.
And Nicole is just fucking super horny.
Possibly, but the problem is that nerve
My tongue worked.
that runs on that on the semen delivery tube, let's call it.
The squozing.
It's the left side was very tender, and it wasn't just in the nuts. It goes up into your lower
Ooh.
abdomen.
Kind
And
of like when you get kicked in the nuts.
correct.
God damn.
And
So that's the Vatican nerve.
yes, and so. There's from time to time because the procedure was several months ago now. There's times where I will still get a weird jolt like in that area,
What?
but it's
Like a Pikachu shock.
kinda. But it's nothing like if you get tapped, you're just kind of like, oh, there's a nerve there, and I think it's just because again, it severs something.
Ryan
there.
tapped my nuts.
But to your point, Bob. So when I got done, and he's like, all right, you're all done. I mean, literally, it was like 20 minutes in and out. And he's like, all right, pull up your drawers, and we'll get you, get you out of here. Get
He wipes his
get
mouth.
your script.
Question.
And he walks out,
Question.
and I stand up. Hold up, I stand
Oh,
up,
I'm
and
so
this was the
excited.
picture I sent you guys.
You sent us a picture?
The placemat or whatever, when you go to the doctor's office and they have the little pull-out white sheet or whatever the
Mhm.
fuck, it was covered in what looked like blood. And he came back in, and I looked at it, and I was like,
Steve's going night nights.
was that my blood? And he goes, no, that was iodine. So they cleaned the whole area. And
Okay, so speaking of clean area, were you like freshly shaven? Like,
I
Were you scorned?
I am always scorched earth.
Hey, fuck you guys. Did he say anything about your dick?
They say, man,
That's a big dick.
I no.
Did he say like I had to go up a gauge to
A gauge?
I don't know. It's because
They don't put the needle into your dick. They put it into your ball.
yeah,
Well,
but
yeah, they couldn't reach it because it was over his fucking shoulder. Oh my god.
But the weirdest thing, Bob, to your question about the load.
I like turtles.
Man, so I could not do anything for. Actually, now that I think about it, it was like 3 weeks. I think is what it was, where I couldn't jerk it. I couldn't fuck. I couldn't do nothing.
dude, I accidentally masturbate.
You didn't send me a picture of your nuts.
No, not of the nuts. It was of the placement. I'll send it to you right now. I still have it.
I'm doing it right now. Like I just start rubbing my dick, and then I'm like, oh, I'm actually. It's not like intentional.
If
For
I-
me, it's just like it's no.
yeah, it sounds really creepy when I say it out loud.
It's like it's
Yeah.
like a toy though.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a toy. I get it.
Like if I was a girl, I would diddle myself all the time.
Jesus.
Oh my god, I would flick my beans
No,
so goddamn.
I just have a big clit.
You know what? I deleted that image.
Oh,
So, anyways, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't jerk off. I couldn't have sex. No oral, no nothing. So, and then
So you fingered your ass.
so then once I could do that,
they severed the prostate.
Once I could do that, and I passed the grace period, then you have to get out 20 to 25 spunks.
Oh my god! So you were just
Wait, you actually have to hit a specific.
like,
It's an average.
mom, yeah, my mom.
Earth, I come 10 fucking
It's-
jets.
it's an
Steve also
average.
had to get 3 new fucking sets of glasses because his eyes went bad.
I did. I almost went blind. No, there's an average. that-
Hairy ass palms over
Because
there.
what happens is when you come as a male, it doesn't just go straight from your balls out your dick. That's not how it works. Your body's
It has to come out of her mouth.
Oh God. Your body's constantly generating it and storing it there.
I don't store it.
It's
No,
in Brian's
stored.
beard.
It's
Mine's constantly coming out.
It's not. You got a 20 to 25 days supply.
Ryan just 24 hours a day pre-cum.
Just come everywhere. Just
He's like,
seeping
oh, you
out.
peed your pants again. No, it's
No,
just
it's
pre-cum.
cum. This is all cum.
Just come.
Like when I go to the urinal, the bathroom,
It's
and like
just
someone's
cum.
next to me, I'm like, this is all cum. It's all.
Can you
all,
imagine?
All cum. I'm not peeing. I'm coming.
Is it like the McDonald's milkshake machine?
Yeah, well, mine actually works. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
unlike the milkshake machine at McDonald's.
Ryan has an out of order sign like McDonald's. No soft serve today.
Hanging off my shaft.
Sorry, ladies, I'm out of
So
order.
Steve, you had to do this 25 times to make sure.
20 to 25 times.
Now,
before.
this kind of leads into the next question.
Okay.
I prefer to do things the same way over and over.
Do you beat your dick the same way over and over,
Well,
Steve?
25
I mean,
times.
this is the Likert scale again, yeah.
Yes.
Dude, fuck the Likert scale. I gotta hear about this.
Just hold
spunk
on.
Test.
I disagree. Slightly disagree.
Slightly disagree.
Okay.
I
Okay.
Well,
like to,
all
I like
this-
to have a process. I
all
like to
this,
have a repeatable process if I can.
Okay, so now the repeatable process with you masturbating here. Now, like, were you like, did you tell Nicole to like bring over circus friends because you needed help and all this other things? Like, how did you take care of this?
So generally, you know, in the middle of the day, it's easy to do since we're remote, right? So I just got.
I
on
do
a-
not masturbate on work time.
I got on a schedule where I would say, okay, I need to do this because I was trying to pump it all out. You know, I wanted to get everything out of the tank. And then after you get about 20 to 25, you still have to go get a semen analysis to validate. You can't go in raw dogging without that validation. It's a risk. So, and he even told me that he had a client that went in because after 3 months, that's when you go in to have your semen analysis at the lab. And if he had a client that went in at 3 months, blew his load in the cup, and he still was active. And so he had to wait another 3 months. He had that much reserves in the tank that it took another 3 months to get everything flushed.
Like, I know you probably don't know the science behind it. Is like testosterone level, like in general, like how much reserve you have, or
No.
does somebody just have like a bigger pocket of fucking semen living inside them?
It-
Like
yeah.
Ryan's on a juice fast right now. Should he just be masturbating because it could be
should I
so
just
much cum?
just straight, just cranking it.
I mean, you could try.
I'm a once a day kind of guy, so like, do I need to up that up to like 3 or 4?
So
Probably
I
2.
kept track. I kept a good track, and by the time it was, the doctor.
Do you have a journal? This is my spank journal.
I just kept a mental note. And he'd already given me the paperwork for Quest Labs.
Now serving sign in his house, and
Yeah.
every time he's like, Nicole's just sitting there waiting for that 25 to hit.
It's like the Krispy Kreme donut sign, now fresh.
Krispy Kreme.
Fresh cream in your face.
So I just kept a mental log, and,
Oh,
and
what's
I
up,
hit
Samurai?
I hit about 35-ish. And there was a while where Nicole started helping me. It wasn't just me solo. She would chip in. We were still fucking. It's
Yeah,
just that
teammates.
We had to strap up. But yeah, I would strap up, and
So she fucked you in the ass
no,
until you came.
There was no pegging.
That's
Oh.
called pegging.
So I would tap her and say, okay, so your turn to go into the ring.
It's medical,
and,
baby.
And she would take care of business. And then I already had the paperwork, so I kept an eye on the calendar and said, oh, look, it's been 3 months. They haven't called to tell me. I'm just going to schedule the appointment. So I did, and I went in. Now, here was the kicker. The lead up to me going into the lab.
Your right forearm was way bigger than your left now?
Yeah, it was like Popeye and shit. There was a few days in a row where I was cranking it like 3 times a day.
You got it.
I just was stressed, whatever. And then the day
Did you feel better?
I did, but the day came where I had to put it in the cup. They give you the cup and then you take it back.
And just fucking dust.
I came
He
and
couldn't
it
fit
was
his dick in there.
It was very low.
So
I looked at
what
it.
Home Depot bucket did you use to put your dick in to come in?
Yeah, it was like one of those 5-gallon, Dunn Edwards paint buckets. But no, there was very little in there, and I got really worried. I was like, "Is this going to be enough? Is this going to be enough for them to get a good analysis?" And I took it into the lab, and I said, "Hey, look." And here was the problem. But
Did you like shake it around when you took it in? You're like, hey, look! And it was splash.
what happened? It fell over. And it got stuck on the top. It's like those little cups, right?
It's like
the
when we
piss
used to
cup.
get the ooze when we were little, and
yeah,
it just
yeah.
sticks to the top.
Yeah,
But
and
then
it was
he's
on the
playing
top.
with it and making the noise with
It was on the top of the.
The fart sound.
Gross. It was on the top of the lid, like I could see it, and I was like shaking trying to get it to go back to the bottom. I live maybe 6 minutes from the lab, maybe, and I'm driving and I'm looking at it while I'm driving, and as I'm driving, it's one thing if you like blow your load in a Kleenex or whatever the fuck, you don't see it, right?
Socks, yeah.
Whatever, yeah, tissue, whatever.
Yeah. Dude's asses.
But watching it in a container, you can actually see it separate, and the liquid part, not the congealed part of the semen, but like
Congealed?
the liquidy part, it separated. When I showed up, I shit you not, guys, there was hardly any. I looked at it, and there was like
Your boys were swimming elsewhere.
there was almost nothing. I was shocked. And I showed it to the woman at the lab, and I said, look, and I'm holding it like this, and I'm saying, look.
Like in her face, just jiggling it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you fucking see this, but
I
I
said,
don't know if you can see my jizz here.
I
can
said,
you fucking see it?
I literally looked at her. I said, "Look, I just did this, and I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be enough. What's normal here?" And she's like, "As long as it's like a teaspoon."
She spits them out.
She's like, yeah, let me taste it.
And I looked at it. I looked at it and I said, "I'm not sure there's a teaspoon here. Do we need to do this over?" And she grabbed it. She looked at it. She goes, "No, this is normal. You're good. Don't worry. Don't be embarrassed." And
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
take you back.
"Okay."
Jump on the couch.
And so she did the analysis, and it came back, and it was negative. And so that I think it was that night or the next day. 'Cause I texted Nicole a photo of because you get the email.
Was it the same photo as us that said "Do not have spit in the cup"?
No, that was the other. Yeah, they tell you beforehand that you have to do it solo. There can't be any saliva or any foreign bodies.
Sir, this is a cream pie. This isn't your cum. There's vaginal liquid in it.
Yeah, it can't have any foreign bodies or it'll fuck up the test.
Like
was it this one?
like lube?
Bob, was it that one?
anything. It can't be anything else in there. And but it came back.
There'd be like a 3-inch long hair off my dick.
So
Oh my god!
So oddly specific. And I know he has 3-inch hair somewhere on his dick.
Well, it could have fell out of my face.
Those are longer than 3 inches, bud.
wow,
So you're all good now. Now, so
I'm good.
when you found out, like, did you get that like rock hard excitement boner? Like, I don't know if people realize that, like, there's different types of boners that people get.
There's different. I'll tell you where I'm in my most rock hard state, and this might sound weird.
No, by all means.
I wake up.
Tell us
with,
about your fucking sledgehammer.
I wake up with King Kong fucking erections every morning from dreams, and they don't even have to be dreams about sex. I could just be dreaming about something that's exciting.
Wow, that's a cute doggo.
No, it could just be. It could be about
my God.
literally anything that incites, whether it's a fear response or an excitement response or whatever. I'll wake up, and I have a fucking third leg, and that's when I'm at my A game.
So Steve, if you try to imagine something, is it very easy for you to create a picture in your mind?
Of anything, yeah.
So
Me pouring honey down
definitely
my body.
agree then.
That's a high, the highest of agrees. I can picture anything.
Okay, it just seemed like a good transition right
Yeah.
there.
What do you see with this?
So
Yeah, I know what that is.
Barbed wire.
so there's no nerves now, like, and so you've just been going in. No,
Oh.
no magnums, like, or did you use like the rest of your parachutes?
I used the very last. We had one to go before I.
Because you probably purposely bought just enough.
I
knew.
didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. But I had one left, and I told Nicole. I said, "This is it. I got to schedule this thing because I'm not buying anymore. I'm not spending any more fucking money on these things."
How much
And
money are you gonna save now a month?
A fuckload. And if she
15%.
if she stops taking birth control, she'll save because she's still taking it. And I was like, "Get off that shit. Quit fucking up your hormones." And she wants to stop taking it.
Wow, so you were double like safety. Like that seems like a Steve thing to do, though.
That,
I don't even know what that
ironically
is.
speaking, gentlemen, that was not a Steve decision.
Okay.
That was Nicole. She is that adamantly opposed to any accidental anythings, and I respect that. I didn't want it either.
No, that's perfectly fine. And
Yeah.
and honestly, I've known you for close to 10 years now, and that's been the your MO the whole fucking time. It's like, hey, were you gonna have kids? I don't want kids. All right.
no.
Well, you'll change your mind.
Nope.
And now we're 10 years later, and you're like, I cut my dick.
Yeah, no, I as soon as I got that email that hey the test was back, and it came back in less than 24 hours. It was super fucking quick, and I logged into the website. I took a picture, of the status of,
That's his profile pic.
and
on
I
that
sent
account.
it to Nicole, and all she responded back with was "yay" in all caps with exclamation points. And
She says
came
the same
home-
thing about frozen yogurt.
Yeah, she came home and.
He's freezing his sperm.
Yeah, I fucking raw dogged for the first time, gentlemen.
How'd it feel?
In no, the first time
I was gonna
in
say, fuck.
the first time over 11 years.
So how fast did you come?
You want to know the irony?
You never came, Ryan.
Yep.
Since being off the Magnum wagon, I am lasting longer than ever before.
So your conspiracy is that Trojan put something in the condoms to make you come faster?
I don't know.
Well, numbing is not going to make you come faster.
It's the opposite effect. No, there was something about wearing rubbers that would make me come faster. Now, I'm plowing, and I, for a long fucking.
I'm sorry for Nicole. She's a small girl.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
In this instance, the other night, it was a good 20-25 minutes.
Jesus Christ,
especially for
Ryan.
a
Fucking
woman.
marathon runner. What Ethiopian country are you from?
I think you might have erectile dysfunction.
What?
My dick's gonna start. How does that
You're not coming. There's something wrong.
It's true. Feel my beard.
Steve?
It's true.
Steve, I frequently get so strongly absorbed in one thing that I lose sight of other things.
Magnum condoms.
What are the options of the scale again?
It's definitely agree, slightly disagree, definitely disagree.
There's no middle ground here.
No, there's no middle ground. It's either agree, disagree.
I'll say slightly disagree. I multitask like a motherfucker.
All right, good for you. But the bottom line is now, like, are you guys just like fucking all the time, or is this just like?
The hardest thing is our schedules don't align very well right now. So we've gotten in, some good sessions, but the other night, it was hard for her. There was it was painful, I think, for her just because of
Because you're fucking jackhammering away.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was taking it nice and easy.
Oh yeah,
Nice and
fucking
easy.
Keith Sweat over there.
Yeah, for real, dude, for real. So it's just it's a new
That's Usher.
experience for her.
USHERRAYMOND.
It's a new experience for her. So I also want her to enjoy it, and so,
But yeah, I guess your whole relationship has been a condom-filled relationship
right,
with Nicole.
correct. And so now it's like a whole new ballgame.
Like, would it
literally.
like this would be horrible? You're like, wow, you feel different inside. I don't know if I could be with you anymore.
The funniest thing was before I got the test, there was a moment.
She's like, I liked it better when you were ribbed. Can you put the condoms on?
No, here's the funny thing. So before I got the confirmation, I was like, look, we're like 25, 30 deep in plus at this point of me blowing my load. We might be safe. I said, let me try it without just for a little bit.
You sound like me having sex my whole life.
Well, so I stick it in just a little bit, and she's like, okay, that's enough. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. I was like, I can control it. She's like, but I can't. Okay, fair enough. So I strapped up, and that was the last time we used the last rubber. The first time post
Post-rubber.
I got it in all the way, and she lit
And she
up.
started
And we're
choking.
now having a memorial for her.
No, she lit up like a Christmas tree. I kid you
I'd
not.
light up like a Christmas tree too
The-
if I
the-
had your fucking 18-inch rod in me.
I had a forearm in my
Yeah.
The smile.
Thank you for fucking me with your hacksaw Jim Duggan 2x4.
Yeah, the smile and glow and shine in her eyes. It was like
That was the cum.
no. I asked her. I said, "How does it feel?" And she said, "Amazing." So, job well done by the doc. It was time. It was
Yay, Steve. All right. Well, that took a half hour. And that's about when we take our break. So we're going to take a quick break and clean up our faces and our pants from all Steve's fucking cock talk.
I'm not cleaning up shit.
Well, whatever. You just go with jizz on your face. It's fine. Yeah, it wouldn't. But we'll be right back.
Can't find this picture.
All right. We are back. Hopefully our sex session of...
Hopefully you guys aren't all hot and bothered. Like I am
Yeah.
Still.
Well, my hope is it was educational, and if anybody was on the fence or wasn't sure or was interested,
most of our fucking listeners are female, right?
hey, maybe they don't want to get knocked up and they can convince their man. It's an easy procedure. It's
So, ladies, what I'm saying
cheap.
is I haven't done mine. And if you want kids, let me know.
If you want my kids, they're in Brian's beard.
Come rub
Steve,
my
do you
face.
often notice small sounds when others don't?
Strongly agree.
Yes, Daddy.
Do you notice car number plates or similar things of information?
What do you mean by notice them?
Like, if you saw a license plate and saw it 3 weeks later, would you recognize it again?
Absolutely, strongly agree. If this is whether or not I have autism or I'm on the spectrum, the answer is probably yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out. So, I don't know if you guys heard, but Jack Hanna, do you guys know who that is?
Isn't he? That's the zoo guy, right?
Zoo guy, yes.
What zoo?
Well, it's Celebrity Zookeeper, was on Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, like the guy used to bring all those animals.
Okay.
Was diagnosed with dementia. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that if he actually retired, so you won't be seeing him on any of these late night shows anymore?
He's got to be
Good,
like
fuck
90,
that guy
90
anyways.
something.
Steve
yeah.
Irwin was way better.
How much? 74. Okay.
He's 74. But imagine if he went on Jimmy Fallon and had dementia and just completely forgot. I don't think they talk tigers, but like he pulls out like a snake and calls it like a parrot. And it's just random shit like that, and you just watch this old dude do that.
I mean, I'm more surprised that he's been with his wife since 1968. That's impressive.
Why is
for
that
him.
impressive?
1968?
You don't see that very often anymore, man.
Yeah.
I'm-
74? That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
My dad's 73.
Here comes Steve the one up it again.
No, my dad's 73. Been married to my mom since 74.
Gotta one up the guy that,
I'm just saying.
Well, I think what we're kind of getting at there is that the newer relationships aren't lasting as long.
No, 50% in a divorce in America.
I mean, look at the room.
What? I don't know what that means.
How many parents are divorced in the room? All of mine.
all of my parents are divorced.
Yeah,
Mine are.
Mine are not.
mine are not technically.
So there you go. 50,
I mean,
50
dead is dead,
right,
but
right.
whatever.
But 50%. So there, it tracks.
Lord.
Exactly.
It tracks.
Now, yeah, I just thought it would be funny if you all of a sudden he didn't come out and he was on these shows doing that.
Look at this parrot. He's got a snake in his hand.
Now
He's like, look at Steve's dick.
he's like, look at this snake,
Python.
and Steve's just dragging Steve around by his dick.
Let me go, man. Let me go.
Now, we just came off of probably one of the craziest like president type things that we've ever seen.
I just came.
Now, I don't know if you guys saw this in the news that 46% of the people, I believe was the number, want Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to run for president.
Didn't he say he's considering it now?
Yes, and now he's teasing a presidential bid.
Can a non-U.S. born citizen
Osama.
be a vice president?
Oh, I was like, wait. I was like,
He is, but you know who isn't?
who?
Arnold.
Obama.
But could we?
But I
My
don't.
question and where I'm going with this, Ryan, is could we have a Rock Arnold ticket?
I don't think so, man. Because if he died, like if The Rock was to get assassinated by Stone Cold,
And that's the bottom line.
he just stuns him to death, and now all of a sudden we have Arnold for president.
He does the flip himself.
Just
Yeah.
drinks a fucking Coors, baby.
Could we get a Rock Vin Diesel ticket?
Oh Jesus!
No, because they hate each other.
Do they really?
Yeah, so 46% want him to run for president, and he wrote that it's humbling, and our founding fathers never envisioned a 6'4", bald, tattooed, half black, half Samoan, tequila drinking, goddamn everything he does is a fucking promo, pickup driving, fanny pack wearing, oh my god, guy joining their club, but it would be my honor to help serve the people. Now, like, we can say whatever we want about Trump and the craziness that he brought. Now, what, like, this type of thing, and The Rock is popular enough that people would do it, and we would have another joke president.
Yeah, 100%. I think what people need to step back and realize is it's not a popularity contest. The person that you're electing should, regardless of what it is, needs to have some sensibilities about them.
Joe Biden.
Look,
The motherfucker can't walk upstairs.
I think with some of the stuff that we have going on today is a side effect of Trump and nothing being better. You know, whether you voted for him or not, or whatever the hell is happening now in this weird ass country, I don't know if a dude that legitimately cut a wrestling promo as a thank you to this has some kind of diplomatic.
There's not, dude. It's an absolute, like, it doesn't matter who it is. It would be a joke. Like, that would be a complete joke president. Like, and then here's the problem. Here's the problem with the American people is that it is the lesser of two evils, the lesser of three evils, or whatever it ends up being. Oh, I like this person because they're not this person. And with The Rock, that's exactly what it would be. Unfortunately, as much as I think The Rock is a cool guy, there's no way I would ever put his name on a fucking ballot. I'm sorry. It's asinine to even think that. Like, and
But imagine all the tequila we would get.
well, it always reminds me of like stupid like Demolition Man. That guy was president. Like that's what makes me laugh.
Or like, this is Idiocracy. Remember Terry Crews becomes president and he's an ex-wrestler?
Yeah.
Yes, he was basically The Rock in Idiocracy.
What's
Yeah.
that?
It's a
movie.
It's a movie,
Okay.
It is.
and it basically is almost reality today.
Okay.
It's yeah,
Is it really?
more or less.
Okay.
Fiction or life mimicked art.
Yes, I mean, to the point of like how TVs are and everything else was predicted by Matt Judge fucking 15, 20 years ago.
That he was ahead of the curve. Fucking elect him.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
I just think it would be a
Of course it would.
And to be completely honest, like, I agree with Bob. Everything that dude does is a promo. He cuts a promo on, Putin. Just starts cutting a promo, just a fucking WWE promo right there.
Well, could you imagine the intimidation factor of him and like freaking Kim Jong Un or whoever's in charge?
Any other foreign
What's your
leader.
name again? It doesn't matter what your name is. Like he
Just starts smacking him around.
Oh my god.
right there.
Like it's just insane that was a thing, and instead of being like the man that we probably know he is and saying, look, I appreciate it, but no. But like Young Rock is basically about this whole thing of him running for fucking president. That's the whole concept of that show on NBC, which is absolutely horrible.
I would vote for Danny Trejo.
You want tacos instead of tequila?
Did you say that because there's a picture of Danny Trejo to your right? Did you not know that was there?
Been sitting there for months and months and months and never noticed it.
That's funny.
Yeah, look at that.
So the other thing that so Steve, you've gotten me going a lot about the whole cancel culture and everything else that's going on in this world.
I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I try to control my anger, but man, Steve,
It's hard.
you were going at it for like nonstop for the whole time we were off. Now, this is another one that we kind of talked about before, but Hank Azaria is still running around apologizing for voicing an Indian character, Apu, on The Simpsons, because he's officially been replaced now. That he's finding it that anytime he does any kind of media, he needs to apologize for doing his
Fucking
job.
stupid. Nancy Cartwright's been doing goddamn Bart Simpson for like 40 years.
That's the thing is, like, I don't understand. Like, I understand this whole nature of like we joke, Ryan. We joke about like, oh, what if the White Wolf becomes the Black Panther when we cover that show? If Winter Soldier, Bucky somehow becomes the Black Panther, and I'm like, that would fuck up this whole world. We wouldn't want to do that right now. It's like we already get blamed for whitewashing characters. Better yet, the most powerful black character that has been in the Marvel MCU becoming a white character. Now, it's a little bit
White Panther.
yeah, it's a little bit different when you are a voice actor who is paid to voice act.
Right. It's acting. And guess what? Any children's cartoon is voiced by grown-ass people. Does that mean we cancel all voice actors and they all have to be voiced by children?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a never-ending revolving story of idiocy. Dude.
Yeah.
And for a guy like Hank Azaria who can do 8
Anything.
million voices,
Anything.
he's got to apologize because he played this character that he got cast in way before any of this other bullshit. That's the other thing that kills me is like, you're gonna
Apologizing for past
Yeah.
things.
Like, it's the past. I shouldn't have to apologize for it. Like, I'm past that. Like, it was the funniest thing when they tried to cancel Eminem. I'm like, you guys don't cancel Eminem. He cancels you.
Right.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
We are going to cancel you for having a job and making a living.
Hank, stop being a bitch. Nut up. You're fine.
Well, that's all. That's the thing. It's like you said it right, Steve. There, it's a job. So if it's your job, and we've all worked for bigger companies, and understand how it works. If you can do the job of 6 people for the price of 1, they're gonna make you do the job of 6 people. Hank Azaria was voicing like 90 Simpsons characters at one time. I just made that up.
No, it was a shitload.
Yeah, like legitimately, he was like acting against himself in so many scenes. Like anytime they needed a voice for something, it's like, hey, can you do this voice? I'll figure it out. Let's go. And oh, cool. Here's another $100. It's like, wait, what? It's but yeah, I don't have to hire somebody else to come in and do this. You're already here. You're already in the freaking little ADR room. Let's just knock this out. So it just seems a little bit ridiculous that, you feel like you have to apologize. Now, I write stuff for this network that, whether it's this show or it's Rain Man or shit that we've done on our DC shows, that pushes the bounds. And what I always want to do is I want you to feel it in your gut.
From laughter.
From uncomfortableness.
Oh.
Like some of the stuff that, like, I write that makes people uncomfortable, and that is perfectly fine. I want to push you to that limit in the basis of comedy. Now, 10 years from now, maybe it's not right for us to talk about throwing Steve's dick over our shoulder to do a vasectomy.
We're gonna get canceled probably.
But that is perfectly fine.
But we're just speaking.
I will.
truth, dude. It's a big dick.
Yeah, it's a big dick. Like blame God for Steve's fucking dick, not me for talking
Who's-
about it.
Who's God?
Anybody's God, Steve. Are we gonna have this good place conversation again? But the fact is, like, people are just trying to be entertaining. Like, I shouldn't have to go apologize for this. It's not like he was doing a racist Indian character. He was playing an Indian character on it. Now, so for us as a network, as a show, like, I don't, like, 10 years from now, I hope somebody's like, oh, you know, your daughter would be going to college right now, but you once made this joke about Asians and how the Simpson characters might be cast as Asians now because they're yellow.
That would be the whole Simpsons world.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a joke.
I know.
But people might not understand that in the future for somehow. So future people listening to our show
Fuck you.
on whatever podcasting networks out there, I don't give a fuck. And I'll never give a fuck.
Fuck you, and I love Twinkies.
Twinkies are awesome. Yeah,
That
he likes
good.
anything with cream in the middle.
Cream-filled penis.
Speaking of cream filled, some are moving to change breast milk to chest milk or human milk in an effort to be more inclusive.
They're called breasts. Men have breasts.
Can you milk me, fucker? What?
I
Like,
have nipples.
what?
Last I checked,
Yeah, I'm dumbfounded by this whole statement.
Yeah, last I checked, not a single one of us in this room have mammary glands or the ability to produce or lactate.
Matter anymore.
I know.
My boob identifies.
My nipple identifies as a mammary gland.
Yeah. Fuck you, Steve. I'm canceling you right now for that statement.
Yeah, come milk me, bitch.
Come over here and milk me.
Well, okay.
I don't understand why, like, that is a thing. I don't. Again, this is another fucking Steve topic. God damn it.
Is it?
Yes, you sent me this fucking
Oh, that's right.
a while ago.
That's right.
I mean, let me look at the date on this article. February 15th.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry.
I see this stuff pop up on Twitter, and it makes me so fucking.
and then he
mad.
wants to make me angry, which makes me make Mike angry because I sent it to him too.
Sorry, Mike.
I don't know, like, where does this stop?
It doesn't.
Like, does a squirting female now identify as a male because they ejaculate? Should that not be semen? Should it be sea woman because that's the jizz coming out of me?
Pretty sure they refer themselves to as the Super Soaker.
Oh, jeez.
I'm pretty sure Milton Bradley or whoever owns that thing is like, don't call your pussy a super soaker.
Hasbro.
I have
Yeah,
that
I have
patent.
talked to 3 girls that have called themselves Super Soakers.
Jesus Christ.
Could you
Your beard
imagine if
smells
they
like
had it,
shit.
if they had-
Come taste it.
did any of them have the logo tattooed right above their puss?
No.
They should.
That's a good idea.
Oh, or like little pumps on their leg.
No, the pump would be on the clit.
I don't know, like tattooing wise.
Oversized, but he doesn't know
Yes.
what a normal one looks like.
Yes, with my 3-inch pubes.
His dick identifies as a clit.
Yeah, I mean, my dick, I cannot possibly get a woman pregnant because my penis identifies as a clit. And so the semen that comes out is not semen anymore. It is vaginal discharge. Therefore, I cannot get a woman pregnant.
Bob, I hate to break it to you, but according to Ben Shapiro and his wife, that's impossible.
Well, according to your daughter that you had at home, I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
We haven't had a DNA test. Because he identifies as a male and I don't.
Dude, that's weird. I deliver milk to his house on Wednesdays.
She calls you daddy once.
Does the milk come from the mammary gland?
Yes, it comes from Ryan's mammary glands because he identifies it. And
His boob is a breast.
this,
My boob is a breast.
but I just don't get this whole thing of, like, why do we have to rename anything? Now, I grew up a Mexican kid, and was
Wait,
around
what?
and was part of big Mexican families.
Yeah, totally, dude.
And like for them to do things like this and make breast milk into this and to change like whole languages for no fucking reason, like there is not a Latinx.
Hold up. You just touched on the key central point, Bobby.
Huh.
The whole point of this entire wave of what you're alluding to and touching on with this topic and the last one is about changing language. Because the minute you can change and control the language, you just changed what everyone has a shared understanding and agreement on what the language means and represents. So when you think about in the context of legality and laws, if we start changing the meaning of words, you've now, in essence, changed what laws mean.
Ellen,
So that
shut
absolutely is their game.
Yeah, but, can we talk about his dick again? But you're right there. The funny thing is, what like, how do you absolutely change a language that has been around for thousands of years at this point, Spanish, to where there is a feminine and a masculine? That's the way you're taught how to speak it. Is that if you're referring to a woman, it's an A. If you're referring to a man, it's an O. And now it's just like, if you're referring to somebody who's confused or somebody you're not sure about, can you throw an X?
It's a W.
It's an X. W's taken.
By what?
By white people. I don't know.
White people.
Now, so, like, this whole, like, thing of changing names, like breast milk, chest milk, cow milk, cock
Boob
milk,
milk.
vaginal discharge instead of cum. I don't know. Like, it just seems like a weird path that we're going down. Like, how do I explain this to, say, my daughter? Be like, nah, that used to be called titty milk. Now we're just gonna call it chest milk.
I hope to baby Jesus that you don't ever have to talk about vaginal discharge with your daughter.
Well,
I hope that for you.
I
and
like
for
how
her.
I went from milk and you went back to vaginal discharge.
Well, because that
I
one,
will
that
never-
one really bothers me.
He's been
because
coming a lot lately, all right?
It's vaginal discharge.
No, vaginal discharge and female ejaculate are two very, very
I
different things.
understand one's a fucking disease and one is a pleasure.
The question is, which is which?
I don't know, Steve.
Yeah, Ryan's like, I've never came and they've never came. I have no idea.
He's not sure what vaginal discharge is.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
He's like, is that why I itch? But
You need a scratch, dude? Gotcha. Done.
Like a Brillo pad.
Get some
you can't scrub that out. You can't scrub that off. I'm sorry.
Get-
You need some of the antibiotics that Steve had to make sure his wiener didn't swell up.
Get some of the crevasses.
Fancy.
Thank you.
Squozen crevasses in what was the word, Steve?
He said squozen.
Squozen and vas deferens.
And vas deferens. And breast milk and Dwayne Johnson and all kinds of random shit that we've had this week. Speaking of random shit, what's the most awkward film you watched with your parents? Like the scene? Like, was there a sex scene that kind of made you uncomfortable?
I tweeted about mine recently.
Oh, you did.
Oh, wow.
I did.
follow your Twitter, so go ahead and tell us which one it was.
There's two. The one that I tweeted about was and it may not count. It was the first movie I ever saw with my parents. Well, because
If it made you feel
the
awkward.
age in which I was, but I distinctly remember one scene. My first theatrical attendance was to Porky's.
Oh, jeez.
It explains a lot.
How old were you?
Whatever Porky's came out. I mean, I was probably
That's like 1985.
no, it's not 85. I think it's like 81.
If you say 86, I'm walking over and punching you right in the
81 or
fucking head.
82.
So you were like 2 years old?
Yeah.
And you remember that?
I do.
I can't remember yesterday.
I remember the shower scene. I remember a lot of shit from when I was that young that my mom's like, how do you remember that? Like, so when you asked about the fucking license plate, there you go, son.
Oh. Are you fascinated by dates?
I am not fascinated necessarily by dates, but when it comes to the context of movies or music and sometimes comics, I can remember the dates on that shit.
Oh, okay.
That's an impressive skill.
So what was the second scene, Steve?
The second one was not when I was a child and very much from, again, remember Basic Instinct.
Wait, you were like 11.
11, 12, something like that. Yeah.
And you saw Basic Instinct with your like parents.
Dad rented it, brought it home, and I sat on the floor.
Masturbating?
No, I was drawing on my big art pad as I did as a
Did you draw
child.
her vagina?
No, but I
Just a
remember
big veiny dick.
it was quite awkward because Dad didn't.
Was
give a
your
shit.
dick like a spiralgram? You just kind of waved it around
I
and fucking
did.
put the pen on the end?
Watching it? If it would have just been me and Dad, it probably wouldn't have been as awkward. But I think, but Mom sitting behind me, she was clearly not happy that he brought this home, and I was too deep into the movie at that point for them to be like, "Well, you gotta leave." But it was very awkward, extremely awkward.
The awkward one for me was, this is actually really funny. So I think I was but I remember I was like 10 or 11, and my dad always let me like see R-rated movies. Watch
Yeah,
them.
same.
So, Showdown in Little Tokyo, and it was the first scene where the lady's like naked, and I was like, I'm 11, so I'm like, and then there's a scene in the movie where they eat sushi off naked ladies, and I was like, so it was a little awkward, like, I mean, it was a cool movie. It's got like Dolph Lundgren in it, Brandon Lee. Like, it's a dude movie, like it's an action flick.
Right.
But there was a couple nudity scenes, and I'm like 11, and I'm like,
Just popping boners.
yeah, I was blind.
You're like, Dad, it's in the popcorn.
Yeah, why is my wiener getting hard?
Why does it tingle?
Yeah, why are my pants getting tight?
Because it was the 80s and pants were tight.
Right. Well, no, in the 80s we had hammer pants.
That's true. You guys had parachute pants.
What do you mean, you guys?
I was 80. I was 5 and 90. Okay, like I didn't really.
You didn't have hammer pants?
No, dude, I don't even remember. Dude, I don't remember shit like that. I don't remember that. So
What are hammer
I
pants?
had Zuba.
Zubas are hammer pants.
Zubas are hammer pants.
Yes, so Zubas are hammer pants, bro.
They're not as cool as real hammer pants? No. You don't have hammer pants or Zumbas, man?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Zubas. I think you can still buy them. I ran across them recently. Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Brian, do you have one?
Not much of a scene, but the movie itself was The Birdcage.
Oh, that's with Robin Williams?
Yeah, apparently it was
Okay.
like a gay.
Yeah.
cabaret.
Was it awkward for your dad, not you?
It was awkward for me, brother.
Dad, I want to watch this movie.
Yeah. Brian's like, I'm at home. I'm at home now.
Yeah,
I've never felt so natural in my life.
I was like 9 or 10.
I can let my hair down when I watch this movie.
Dad, this is who I want to be when I grow up. Son, go cut
I
something.
didn't have hair; I had a buzz cut.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah, it was awkward, and I had so many questions as to why there were men dressing up as women, and
Dad, why does that guy sound feminine?
it kind of threw me for a whirl.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, how old were you there?
9 or 10.
That explains why your beard's the way it is.
That's shiny as fuck,
It's all the Birdcage semen.
glistening.
Now, like, you guys all know that I was
Gay.
sheltered. Yeah, I'm huge homo.
Huge, he said.
Huge homo.
Huge homo.
Giant clit.
Identified as a thing.
I identify as a woman, therefore I am a homo. With vaginal discharge as semen. Squirt.
Yo, what is
What-
Mike making?
Whatever.
smells
I don't know.
delicious.
Yeah.
I'm people are getting distracted by the Mexican kitchen going on.
Making tortillas?
Stupid. I was sheltered. Like
Buenos?
and Ryan knows this. Like he is surprised on how many movies I have not seen. So I've never really had an awkward scene with my dad because we were like adults when I first saw titties with him.
So it's funny, like, you guys think that, Bob's around us all the time. You would think if he's seen all the movies that we've seen, all the pop culture films and stuff. I'll be like, hey, man, have you, like, oh, dude.
Any rated R movie from like 1998 early, probably haven't seen it.
Really?
Yeah, my dad wouldn't let me.
Total-
Couldn't watch rated R movies until I was 18.
Total Recall?
I've seen it after the fact.
Saw
But-
the new one.
Garbage.
Oh, okay. Fuck me. then.
Ryan, I can count probably on less than one hand of fingers of the people that I know
That holds that dick?
have a similar
Steve can't
depth
count on one hand of fingers how big
of-
his dick is.
of film knowledge and exposure.
Well,
You're one of
motherfucker
them.
had
Rob's
toes,
one of them.
too.
Mike's one of them.
So I was lucky enough to like. My dad was always like, okay, you can go see this movie, but I have to see it with you.
Same.
The first rated R movie that I saw without him, technically, was Gladiator.
What was the
Stuck into it.
What was the first one that he took you to? Because I think
Terminator 2.
Porky's, I think, is PG-13. Did you look it up? I can't remember if it's R or not.
I remember this. Terminator 2 was the first movie that my dad took me to in '91. I was 6. I remember it. That was the first technically rated R movie that I saw that in theaters.
My first rated R movie.
Rated R.
It was okay. So the first one technically was Porky's.
He
but
was
the,
2.
But the first one, yeah, I was 2. But the first one that really was like, I'm going to see an R-rated movie was Die Hard 2.
Hmm.
And he took me to Speed, Demolition Man,
My dad didn't love me as much, I
all
guess.
of that shit.
Or your dad was just protecting you.
Yeah,
You're already a deviant without seeing
my mom wasn't wild about
Maybe I'm a deviant because I didn't see rated R movies. So by the time I got to the age of like the internet and fucking 64.4 fucking baud modems and picture training on fucking Prodigy and AOL, and I could get Jenny McCarthy fucking nude for trades for other fucking pictures that I had, and I would print them out and take them to school, and that's why I became no horn dog, because my dad didn't take me to see titties when I was young.
You know what's
I am blaming him.
So I have a buddy back home that lived the same life that Bob just described.
Of course you do, Steve, because you got somebody for everything.
Well,
Yeah, one time I sucked a dick. Name it.
Wait, what?
whoa.
So
This is
Name
new
it.
news.
No, it's not.
And that's it. We're done.
This concludes our broadcast day.